Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on YouTube and live here on Facebook. What a pleasure to get together with you today. It is Thursday, May 29, and it is cloudy out there. We have to welcome our first hurricane of the season. And, nice notes already. Thank you very much for your comments. We have to welcome our first hurricane of the season. We have other interesting news about the city. And boom, 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 boom. Well, there's all kinds of chingaderas that I want to share with you today. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing great. And I'm going to share news and then we can chat. And maybe I will just tell you about my fascination with beautiful ladies. Don't think that because one is gay, we're not fascinated by beautiful ladies. I could almost say that I have a crush on a couple of Hollywood stars. But enough about me. Let us take a look at the news. And of course, the news are not where they're supposed to be. That's because I was recording myself playing the recorder yesterday. Whenever I do that, shit happens. But anyhow, this is Alvin, our first hurricane of the season. It is happening. And while this article was penned when it was still classified as a tropical formation, I went into windy.com, windy.com, and I saw it spinning around. And of course, there he is, the very first one. It is expected to head north without causing any damage to us. And hopefully what it'll do is to bring some much needed rain. And just in time, you see, we have two contrasting and equally valid news items on the same subject, which is the Coapinole Lagoon. The Coapinole Lagoon is this beautiful but small body of water located not far from La Lija, which I continue to think of as a place where we got vaccinated back on COVID times, but also the place where Lucha Libre takes place. Anyhow, we have already reported some time ago on how it is Mayor Munguía's intention to revitalize this park by connecting it to a nearby sports complex. And as you can see from this picture, it looks absolutely beautiful. However, here's the stark contrast. As in years past, at this time of the year, the Coapinole Lagoon is virtually dried up because of the drought. This lagoon is home to wildlife such as iguanas, migratory and resident birds, as well as the Vallarta Casquito turtle, which is an endemic species considered the smallest of its kind in the world, unique to this region and in danger of extinction. The severe decline in water levels in the lagoon is attributed to a combination of factors, including the prolonged lack of rainfall, the obstruction of the natural tributaries that feed it, and the effects of climate change. Hopefully, Mayor Munguía's plans for this lagoon will factor all this information as they move forward with the improvement plan. And of course, as hurricane season sets in and the off-season slows the local economy, Vallarta Cares continues to be a crucial safety net for these at-risk groups, offering a wide range of free services that help people meet daily needs and build a better future. To learn more about the services this important organization provides to those in need, please read this very important article published by Banderas News, which of course you will find in your show notes. In other news, Puerto Vallarta and Fresno, California are hoping to strengthen ties. Our mayor traveled to Fresno to meet with important leaders from this city and hoping that this exchange will open new opportunities for the exchange of commercial and cultural projects between both cities. And of course, there's a Hispanic foundation in Fresno that has committed to generating favorable conditions for the exchange of local artisanal merchandise and to bring support here in Puerto Vallarta to empower women to become business women, business people. And then I wanted to show you this. There's this question of how much will travel time be improved around the Las Juntas junction when it's finished. A couple of days ago, I showed you some footage I took on the way back from Guadalajara of the construction that is taking place around this particular intersection, just at the entrance to Puerto Vallarta. As we will know, construction in progress is causing major delays, particularly during peak traffic hours. But what will happen once it is completed? Well, this article claims that the travel time between Bahía de Banderas and Puerto Vallarta along Highway 200 will be reduced by 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Of course, the article doesn't say anything about whether it's going to be reducing 30 minutes from what used to be the travel time or 30 minutes less than what it's become in the last few years just due to the increase in vehicular traffic in the region. But one way or another, I suppose it's a good thing that the intersection is being constructed, and hopefully once it's finished, things will get better for us traffic-wise, not only around the intersection, but also elsewhere in Vallarta. Now let's take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what is going on out there. It's only partly sunny. The sun is choking like a dog, says our snarky weatherman. It is 30 degrees out there. Humidity is at 64%. Could we find any rain in the forecast? Well, it says, mostly cloudy skies in the morning today with rain in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 76%, says the weather forecast, with a high temperature of 35 and a low temperature of 24. And then for tomorrow, Friday, overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 25. And then on Saturday, overcast skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 76% and a high of 33 and a low of 24. Logan, who is spending a couple of days off elsewhere, forecasted that we would have rain this weekend. So if Logan says we will have rain, I want to believe that we will have rain, and that is a good thing. Now, moving right along, even if it's not a substantial article, I love it whenever El Tuito is mentioned favorably in local media. In this instance, it is positioned as a rising tourism destination, and it is. Of course, for those of you that know El Tuito is the head of the Cabo Corrientes municipality south of Puerto Vallarta. Why would you want to go to El Tuito? Well, it's a great day trip. You can get there by car, or you can hop on a very inexpensive bus. I think it's 15 pesos or 20 pesos each way. And once you're there, you are, number one, higher up in the mountains, which is kind of refreshing this time of year. There's great eating spots in town, and there's great walking and hiking and exploring in the region. It is fun to go to on Sundays when the market sets up shop. And it's a place that I've gone to frequently, and I love to talk about El Tuito. Unfortunately, there are still very few lodging options in this beautiful town. Hopefully, this will change as we move forward, and hopefully, its growth will be taking place responsibly. Now, in other news, I received this lovely flyer from our friend Stoli reminding us that she's performing tomorrow at the Oasis Rio Bar in climate controlled comfort. She has said to me separately that she was wrapping up her gigs for the season in May. So I'm going to assume this will be her last performance of the season. Regardless, I've already shared 2 parts of a 3-part interview that I conducted with her on the Spotlight. In one part, we looked at her children's library. In another part, we looked at how she authored a children's book. And since tomorrow she'll be performing, tomorrow we will air the third part of my interview with Stoli, where she talks about her music, her work as a composer, and her work as a performer. That will be featured tomorrow here at Coffee and Headlines. And of course, the longest day of the year, also known as summer solstice, is approaching. This event not only symbolizes the beginning of astronomical summer in the northern hemisphere, but it also is related to multiple aspects of nature, agriculture, and the cultural history of many civilizations that have observed it for centuries. When will summer solstice occur this year? Well, it begins on June 20th at 8:42 in the evening. Nothing special will happen, of course, but some people think that it's the hottest day of the year. We know this not to necessarily be the case. And oh, bless me. Oh, that was good. Thank you. What else? What else? Sorry about that, but those were 2 glorious sneezes, if I may say so. I want to remind you that our weekly survey is up and running. You can find it in the show notes. You can find it on our Facebook page. And the question for this week, no need to answer it right now. The question is, what is the biggest daily life challenge you've faced here in Puerto Vallarta? It's a big question, an interesting question. What do you struggle with living in Puerto Vallarta on a daily basis? No need to comment here. Just take a look at the link for the poll, which is working just fine. You will find it in the show notes. You will find it on our Facebook wall. I also want to give you a little bit of a reminder. There's going to be Taste of Vallarta this Saturday at Puerto de Luna. 40 different choices of food plus live music, and it's all free in case you don't have any other plans. And of course, even though I'm traveling away from Vallarta this weekend again, I will be working to finalize my next presentation featuring the music of Rodgers and Hammerstein, very important music theater composers, but most importantly, renowned for the fact that through song, they were pretty much the first composers to enhance the narrative of a musical. Prior to them, musicals would have songs that were about this, that, and the other, but not necessarily related to the plot. And Rodgers and Hammerstein changed that, which is interesting because today we would take it for granted that if you go see a musical, the songs inform the plot, but that was not the case at the beginning. So we will look at the first instance of how they accomplished this by taking a look at selections from some of their most important musicals like Oklahoma, The King and I, South Pacific, and of course, The Sound of Music. And this is what I bring to the table today. Let me turn things over to you and see what is on your mind this morning. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Karen says, good morning. I watched your Guadalajara walking tour late last night. Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Every time you watch any of the videos that I publish on YouTube, you are supporting the challenge and you are supporting Coffee and Headlines. So thank you very much for that. I have repackaged the 2 walking tours and they are now available as standalone tours on the YouTube channel, and I'll make sure to remind you of that in the next coming days. Let's see. Oh, good morning, Paco, Luna, and Gus Cluster. Well, Luna, as you know, Laura is no longer with us, at least not in person. She's with us in spirit, although I've been cleaning my video files because I need to make room in my hard drives, and I still cannot watch a video of my kitty cat. Any videos of Luna, it's just too soon. Let's see. Thank you for that, Betsy. I'm glad you enjoyed the walking tours from Guadalajara. Let's see what else we have. Lots of hellos. Thank you very much for those. And Pamela says, no problem admiring ladies. My sweet husband says, I can kiss all the cute men friends I want so long as they are gay. Love is love. Well, for years I've been obsessed with Anne Bancroft and also been obsessed with Christine Baranski. They're such elegant ladies. I would love, well, Anne Bancroft is no longer with us, but she was married to Mel Brooks, of course. And Christine Baranski is just so elegant. And so I would love to have coffee with her. But that's just me. Who are you fascinated with? Who are you fascinated with? Feel free to share in the comments. Let's see. I see some comments about Mission Impossible. My next movie is going to be Superman. There's a question here. Are all the fires around PV controlled? Was a big one in Bucerias? As far as I know, yes, all the forest fires in the region are under control now. Angelica says, I like El Tuito, and the food there is very inexpensive and so good. So good. I have to agree with that. A big shout out to our friends that have the pizzeria, the pizza place, el Buen Provecho. Buen Provecho, that's what it's called. Delicious pizza and great cookies. Let's see. Let's see. I love the information you provide. I now want to go to Guadalajara. Guadalajara is awesome, Laura. It is such a fun city. I never get tired of talking about it. Let's see. Jonathan says, are the new buses in operation yet? Well, yes, they are, and no, they're not. There are some buses that have been in operation for several months. There are other new buses that have been promised for traveling only along Francisco Medina Asensio. These are the flexible buses, the ones that can bend in the middle. But those are not expected to arrive until the fall, if I recall correctly. Pamela is obsessed with Javier Bardem. Good to know. Mark says, I got to work with both of them, and you are right, both very classy ladies. I love Christine Baranski. I just do. When there was the Sondheim pandemic special, and Baranski did Ladies Who Lunch by Stephen Sondheim along with Meryl Streep, another wonderful lady, and Audra McDonald. And they did them in different locations because we were all in confinement. Oh my God, that was just absolutely wonderful. Stan has, hello Stan, I have news. I did a spotlight interview yesterday on an amazing guy that you're going to meet maybe during the weekend. He's doing walking tour / workout exercise activities here in Puerto Vallarta, and I think you'll be interested in some of the things that we've been talking about, but I don't want to get personal. Stan is fascinated with Hillary Clinton. I think she's fascinating. Absolutely. Katharine Hepburn. Oh my God. I'm so happy to see that you're fascinated with some people. Love it. Christine Baranski is one of my favorite actresses also. I hear you. She's done great television, even way back when she got started doing Sybil with Sybil Shepherd. She was so funny. She was like the drunk friend. Remember that? Uh, Remind us of the date of your next Sing presentation. If that's for me, and this is about Rogers and Hammerstein, this is going to be this coming Thursday, a week from today. And this brings us to the end of today's weather. Not today's weather, today's broadcast. This is Coffee and Headlines for Thursday, May 29. Tomorrow, I will be pre-recording, and I will be pre-recording on Saturday. I promise I won't be going away much after this. First of all, because I cannot afford it. And secondly, because there's not that many concerts going on in Guadalajara for the next few months. I'm hoping that this will change later on in the season. But thank you for being part of the cluster. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for nurturing this community of yours that I love to be a part of. And thank you for sticking around. I hope you have a great tomorrow. I hope you have a great weekend. And I will be back with you live on Monday morning with more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Have a good one.